Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Phantasy Star on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, the party defeated King Lassic and returned to Motavia to talk to the governor at Paseo and let him know that, hey, we defeated Lassic as he asked us to tell him. But when we went to talk with the governor, he wasn't there, and a pit opened up at party's feet, and that dropped Alice, Myau, Odin, and Noah down into this basement, which is full of monsters. So we'll be using the wand to run from all the battles except for one. I found something pretty interesting as I was going through this dungeon here. Basically, this next battle I'm going to get into, I am not able to run from because it happens as soon as I fall into this pit. So there's nowhere for me to back up to. Like I said, normally when you run from a battle, you take 2 steps back and then you can move forward again. But since there's nowhere for me to go back to, the wand doesn't work. So yeah, I never encountered this before, and I was like, I wonder if if the wand will work. I was like, let's try it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, that's something neat to show off. So yep, has no effect because nowhere for us to run. So we're gonna have to take out this giant. But luckily, there's only one of him, so I'm not gonna have to worry too much. And that's why we have all those burgers for, because we can eat the burgers before we get to the boss, the final boss of the game, who is, as TV tropes would say, the giant space flea from nowhere, because it's just some monster that appears out of nowhere. You have no indication of this monster existing. The only kind of hint maybe that you got is, remember we were attacked by that succubi monster when we had a dream here. So that might make you think, well, there's something going on here in this governor's mansion. That, you know, you take a nap outside in the guest house and some demon head visits you. But that's about it, you know. Well, even that came out of nowhere. So, and it happened so early in the game that I can understand it if you forget. So we ran away, and instantly, I guess one of those 2 giants followed us here. So we got to run away again. So I was like, please don't be like one of these things that happened. I think it happened in the Bayou Melee Tower. I think I ran like 4 times, and every time I ran away, I would just end up in a new battle. So yeah, random number generator. And there's I guess the giant that was left behind. The random number generator wasn't too kind at times. So let's just get out of here. Luckily, this dungeon is a straight shot. There's no off-branching things. The only thing that you gotta watch out for is there's a door that you have to reach that is off to the side. And remember, when a door, you don't see them on the side. And you see like a passageway to the side, but not a door. So you have to be on the lookout for that. If you miss it, you're just gonna kind of loop around in a circle over and over until you find it. But I will point where that door is out. So if you have a map that just shows where it's at, but it's not until the last floor. So weird floor design. Like, why would you make just a straight shot basement like this? There's like no rooms in it. It's just one big, long, winding, narrow hallway. Like, it doesn't seem to make sense. I don't know if it's really a narrow hallway. Because, I mean, there's mammoths and dragons that fit inside here. Giants. So, don't know. Depends on the scale, I guess. So, who knows? Let's just run away from that dragon. He was once a boss that we feared. Don't fear him anymore, but just like I said, trying to conserve resources, because, like I said, we got the final boss coming up here, who is a unique type of enemy. Not just because he's the final boss, but because of the way he's kind of coded. So, basically, I mentioned that the highest amount of hit points that an enemy can have is, 255. 255 is like that special integer. It's the amount of, like, bits in a byte, I think. So a lot of these games that had like limited memory, that was like as high as they could code something up to. So to get around that, basically the final boss is basically like 2 enemies like put together, two 55 hit point enemies put together. And it seems like which ones are like you target. And the weird thing is like no, Odin's gun doesn't do hit both of them, it only hits one. So yeah, 3 steps forward from the corner is where you find the secret door. And then we just head forward, and that'll take us right to the final boss, as I was saying, who is really comprised of like 2 enemies, 255 hit point enemies, so for a total of like 510 hit points. And that's why you'll notice, like, as I fight, at the beginning of the battle, he has 2 attacks. It's basically each of those 255 monsters making a separate attack. But then as the battle goes on, you'll notice he'll stop doing 2 attacks. That means you've defeated one of the 255 monsters. So, let's just check out hit points here. Everyone's pretty much full. I think only Noah is missing a little bit of hit points. That giant who we had to fight hit him a little bit, but he's only missing 8, so we're pretty good. So we want to conserve the MP for attack magic. So here's the final boss, the Dark Falls, which I believe becomes Dark Force in the future ones. And he'll get more of a story in like the future Phantasy Stars. But for this, basically this trick is we'll just have Alice use fire, Noah uses wind, Myau will use the help spell on himself, because he can only physically attack, he doesn't have attack magic. And Odin will just use the laser gun. So when I do the bonus episode, I'll have Odin using the Laconian axe, and then Myau will also cast the help spell on him. But Myau ain't gonna get too much opportunity to attack, especially at the beginning when there's 2 Dark Falls, attacking us. Myau will mainly being used on healing detail, because he's the only one who can heal effectively in battle. So this can be somewhat of a luck-based battle. Like Lassic, the damage that Dark Falls does is random. Sometimes they can do a whole bunch of damage, sometimes they can do like just a little bit of damage. I just hope that like he doesn't target the same character twice and he rolls high on the damage rolls, because then that could really like hurt you, potentially take out a character. So especially when you're in a situation like this, like Myau and Noah are both kind of low. They probably wouldn't survive 2 attacks. So you got to choose like who am I going to heal, It was a kind of a tough choice, because and I made the right one because I chose Myau, luckily. Because, you don't want Noah to go down because he's your best offensive character with the wind spell, but then you also don't want Myau to go down because he's your best healer. So it's like, who do you choose? So, like I said, I got lucky. I healed the right character. He attacked Myau again and brought Myau down to low hit points. They needed to be healed again, but at least he didn't go after Noah and potentially defeat Noah. So, now of course in a situation like this, you probably want to heal, you probably want to heal Noah first, because he's doing more damage. But once Noah runs out of MP, then he's the most expendable, because he just has that weak physical attack, so he's not going to be doing much damage. Now if Noah doesn't have enough MP to use the wind, then you can just use the fire spell. See, I ran out of magic points for the thing, so I'll just use the fire spell. It's weaker than the wind, but once again, guaranteed damage. And we've done enough damage at least here that now only Dark Falls is only doing 1 attack, so we're pretty good here. Which is we're pretty good in the sense that like we've cut his offense in half, which is good because as you can see, our offense is really going to be crippled now because Noah has no magic, Alice has no magic, Myau doesn't have any more magic to heal either, so Odin's the only consistent damage dealer. So I was going to try to cast help on Alice, but I don't have enough hit points, or magic points, but that's okay because Myau comes through in another way by landing the final hit on Dark Falls. So I guess that's why they keep his hit points hidden, because how they were showed that, like how they show like the 2 different forms. So it turns this guy, he was possessed. We rescued the world just in the nick of time. If I had come any later, it might have been too late. We all thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Alice, your father was once king of Algol. The dark castle has been destroyed. Lassic killed. Do you, Alice, wish to ascend to your father's throne and become the queen of Algol? Yes or no? Either way, we'll get the ending. I'll show the no answer on the bonus episode. But we'll just answer yes right now. We become the queen, and the governor decides he will help us rule. I guess that's what Lassic was saying. He was like, you don't know about your birthright? Well, it turns out that we were secretly a princess the entire time. So, and peace is now returned thanks to all our sacrifices. We've got a lot of spelling mistakes coming up here in English messages, so. It says the breeze, so a breeze comes down, but the breeze know the hardships that they endured. Makes me think of the Wheel of Time series, where they always talk about like a wind starts and then the wind flows from the mountain and does all this stuff, and then it ends up like interacting with the main characters, and that's how like the novels start. So, good read. It slows down toward the end, but it was a good read. It's just disappointing that Robert Jordan died before he was able to finish it, but Brian Sanderson finished it with Jordan's notes. So our people will live in the thing forever. Well, mainly Alice, Noah, and Myau are kind of featured more in the future ones. They make reference to them. You don't really hear much about Odin. I don't think in any of the future games. Like the protagonist in Phantasy Star 2 is a direct descendant of Alice. There's these Myau cats in maybe all remaining 3 Final Fantasy Stars. They're like descendants of Myau that have the same, type of cat as him. And Noah's actually still alive in Phantasy Star 2. He kind of guides the party, and then like he's kind of alive in spirits in Phantasy Star 4. So it's kind of complicated. But yeah, basically the way the Phantasy Stars work is I won't be playing any of the other ones. I don't have them. I could get them, but I don't know, I just have so many other games to play, and it wasn't like a series that I really grew up with. Like I said, I played this on the Game Boy Advance when I was in the military on some boring days. So that was my really only experience with it. So it's not like a series that I'm really super duper attached to. But I did, see other people play and watch other Let's Plays of the game, so, I kind of know the story. But basically, like every 1,000 years, that dark force rises again, and threaten the thing. And like I said, mainly lore about dark force in the future ones, especially Phantasy Star 4. But I'll talk more about him in the bonus episode. Take care, have a good one, bye. And that bonus episode might be a few days because it's going to take me a while to grind up to the levels to max out. So I may end up starting Final Fantasy 4 in the meantime. So take care, have a good one, have a good day, bye.